Welcome back, race fans, to our second race of the night out here, and we are back with MMS, and it is going to be the Gen 4 Cup Series at Talladega. Guys in the booth, Kevin, welcome back. How you doing?
Doing great. I mean, that was a super exciting race that we just witnessed. Good win for Logan York. Good top three for him. Niegels and Eberhardt, but yeah, we got an exciting one here. It's gonna be 50 laps. We're gonna see a lot of racing. Got some more drivers in this one than we had in the last one, I think. Just a few more, but overall, I think it's going to be a good one, Luke.
I have to agree with you, Kevin, and we are currently waiting on the grid list to be sent to us as we speak. I believe that is coming through now, and we'll be able to take the grid away here, Kevin. I believe we'll...
I'm ready when you are.
All right, Kevin, she's all yours.
All right, on the pole tonight, we're going to see Steve Sizemore. And alongside him on his outside, we're going to see Ethan Eckert. That second row is going to be Hunter Hastings and Mark Vondell. Third row is going to be Jack Long and Daniel Falkingham. Fourth row is going to be Wyatt Gray and Kyler Wynn. Then on that fifth row, we're going to see Tanner Cassinger and Joshua McCullough. Next, we're going to see Kenny McCullough and James Wagner. And rounding out the field, we're going to see Danny Barnes and Logan York. And that's going to be your starting 14 here at Talladega. In the Gen 4 cars. It's going to be an exciting one, Luke.
It's going to be an exciting one, Kevin. I'm very excited here. We don't get to see these Gen 4 Cup Series as often as we would like to. I personally enjoy seeing them. What about you?
Yeah, I think they're a blast. I think it's a little blast from the past, but not too old, Just a good car altogether.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And thank you for the kind words, Mr. Sly. I believe we should start pacing here soon.
We're gonna be going green this time by. It's gonna be a long one. I'm not sure how these Gen 4 cars handle, Luke. I haven't ran them personally.
Yeah, I would like to give an input on them, but unfortunately I just had to buy them for this broadcast, actually. So I will be testing those out, actually, as soon as this race is over at Iowa Speedway for the ARCA Series. So
yeah, that's a fun track, and I think it's the Cup Series they call it. So they call it something like that unofficial. It's a very fun series, I've heard.
Yeah, I think it's a Menards or something like that.
Yeah, and that's the ARCA. So.
Oh, already on the subject of cars I love. I'm already seeing my favorite out there. I'm taking it right now and solidifying Joshua McCullough.
Ricky Bobby.
Yep. That's gonna be my favorite one easily of the night. That thing is fucking awesome.
Yeah, we see a Chase Elliott scheme up there. We see a. Is that a Danica, or what is that green one? Let's go to that neon green one.
About halfway back.
Yeah, well, I want to say P7.
I want to say that is...
Oh, we were just...
There it is, the number 18. That's going to be Wyatt Gray.
Oh, Bush battery car, I think.
Yep, that's going to be Wyatt A. Gray. Got a lot of nice ones out there. And look on the outside there, the, what is that, the number 39, Daniel Falkingham. He's got a Sharpie branded car. That thing's pretty funny. I like that.
That is a cool car, and we got the Pepsi Jeff Gordon scheme, I think, in P6 maybe, or 4 maybe. Shit, I don't know. Right next 5.
Yep, yeah, it's gonna be Mark Vondell. Look at that.
No, that's the J scheme. I'm talking bottom right. You see the blue.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's Jack Long. That monkey car. I know that's a new movie coming out here soon.
Stephen King movie?
That's the one that's coming out here soon. The monkey one.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Stephen King, but we'll get into that later. Pace cars in.
We'll be going green this time by.
We're going green here, and it's going to be the command of Steve Sizemore on the inside, and they're going to go through the tri-oval. We got that late start at Talladega that we see so often. But coming to the Geico restart zone, Steve Sizemore can take it away, and we are green. Going up through the gears in these Gen 4 ARCA Menards cars.
And off we go. It's going to be Steve Sizemore taking the lead here, followed by Ethan Eckert on that outside line. But now Hunter Hastings starting to make the push up, and he's going to slide into P2. I'm intrigued to see how these cars do out here. That's going to give me a good feel for, or at least give me a good idea for what to expect when I jump into the ARCA series.
Yeah, and we got a lot of numbers mixed up, I've noticed, on these cars, so it's going to be a little confusing.
On our end, at least.
Yeah, on our end at least. I know Falkingham's still in the 39, Wagner's still in the 30. McCullough's in the 11, it says, so gonna have to get used to that. That's gonna be Kenny, usually in the 03. But how about Wagner already falling back 9/10 of a second? He's just trying to stay in the draft of Danny Barnes and another pink car.
And they're going to be 3 wide, 4 wide already into turn 1 on lap
Wide.
2. And there's going to be some
Oh, he's
wall
in the
rubbing up
wall.
there from the natural light car. That's going to be the number 13 of Tanner Kassinger. Going to trade a little bit of paint with that outside wall early on into this race. But he's going to keep things together and it's going to stay clean.
That move was about as good looking as Natty Light is tasting. Ugh.
I know it's not my go-to, but, you know, to each their own, Kevin. Not all of us can like good beer.
Yep. It's definitely a budget option, but how about Ethan Eckert in the red, white, and blue car taking an early lead here on lap 2 out of 50. They are going to have to pit a couple times. Let me see if I can get a read.
Yeah, maybe see the draft or the fuel window for these cars. Yeah, they're going to be comfortably holding out 3 wide here early on into this race. It's going to be a 50-lap race, so not a super long race that we're used to, but still a decent length race. It's going to be an interesting one here, and yeah, I'm definitely intrigued to see the fuel window and maybe the amount of tires that we're getting, tire sets we're getting in this race.
It's usually 42 to 45, so what we're going to see is going to be 21 to 22 and a half, being as it's on 50% fuel in this race. So more than likely going to be a 2-pit race. But a little bit of strategy in the 2-pit race. It's not going to have to be 2 full pits. How about this, I love that camera.
Always one of my favorites.
Look, listen to these cars purr. I mean, they sound great. And man, they're moving. How about we get an onboard with somebody and see how fast these things are going?
Yeah, might as well. Look at that. Well over 200 into the turns. Holy shit, these things are moving.
Yeah. They bump draft, but I don't think they bump draft as easily. I know a lot of the guys say these next gens basically drive themselves. That's not the case here in these Gen 4s.
Yeah, gotta be a little more careful, I think. Regardless, they're going to be kind of holding out 2 wide here. That third line was hanging out a little early for a couple laps, but I think they're going to kind of settle it back a little bit here. Go back to 2 wide racing here for a little bit. But as soon as I say that, that third line already made.
It's looming, and that's going to be led by the monkey car, and that's going to be Ray, if I'm not mistaken.
Going to be the number. Oh, it's so tough to see that number. But yeah, either way, he's going to drop back into that second line. It's the number 9, I believe, Hunter Hastings.
Hastings, I got you.
Yeah, he's definitely peeking at that third line. He's wanting to make it work. He's going to go for it. He's going to have 2 other cars behind him on his side.
Yeah, and Logan York leading more laps now. He just won our previous race. How about no Cody Niegels in this one?
Yeah, you know, maybe he had something going on. Maybe not wanting to do these cars. Maybe he doesn't have these cars like I do. You never know. Regardless, how about Joshua McCullough making a run there on that middle line? He's all the way up into that 3rd row.
Yeah, and these cars sticking together very well. We haven't seen any guys get off the ground so far, which is good to see. Once again, that fuel window is going to be about 21 laps is when it's going to open up for most of these guys, I would assume. It can be taken early, though. It's going to have to be a 2-pit race regardless, so definitely some strategy involved in that one. Falkingham's not going to be your race leader on that inside line.
Yeah, how about that Sharpie car? I like it. Oh, they're going to get a little loose back behind them. Hold it together, 59. That's going to be Mark Vondell, but they're going to keep things together, and they're going to keep it clean. Got a little hairy there, 3 wide, but they held it and kept things together. You folks will have to excuse me. I'm still weathering the back half of this cold I seem to have acquired over the last couple days.
Yeah, and the weather hasn't been great, so I'm sure that just cannot help.
Oh, no. Let me tell you, when the weather app lies to you and... Oh, they're wrecking!
Oh, they
Oh,
saved.
wait a minute. Oh, no, they didn't.
Oh.
Hard into the wall back there. It's the number 8 of... Who is that? Steve Sizemore. But it seems as though they're going to hold it together, though. Wow.
Oh, and he hits the 7 of Barnes. I don't think he has much control of that vehicle.
No, I have the feeling once these things get loose, it is hard to recover. I kind of want to go back.
I don't know how he's even running. He went hard into that outside wall.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back there. How is he still up to speed? That's insane.
Yeah, and I don't think he is. I think he's starting to fade now. Almost saved it there. Almost saved it again.
Ooh,
boom.
Goes hard up into that outside wall.
And by some miracle, everyone else is able to clear it.
Ooh. Definitely a scary one, but good on them for keeping things together. And yeah, he's going to go into the pits. No surprise there. Get that damage fixed early. It's going to be Ethan Eckert taking his first lead of the night here, followed by Daniel Falkingham and Mark Vondell, Logan York, and Kyler Wynn. Just a reminder, Logan York got the win in our previous race out here, the last man standing. But of course, that is a completely different environment than the race we're seeing currently.
Yeah, and don't count Sizemore out because lap 9, I think around 7 or 8 is one of those first laps that you can pit, and still make it that same amount of pit stops as everybody else. Obviously, it's not a very great strategy. It wasn't a strategy at all for him. It was just damage, but definitely not out of this thing, especially if he catches some draft and sticks with these guys. Let's take a look at the map, see where he is in relation. I think he's going to be, yeah, he's right there. He's trying to get up to speed. They're going to catch him any second now, so hopefully he can catch right back into that draft, and he'll be the first car 1 lap down, and not even in a bad position in this one.
Yeah, just to look off his rear bumper here, those leaders are coming up, and they are coming up fast.
Yeah, they got a lot of draft going. He's going to swoop down a little bit, and he's going to try to get into it. Can't really afford to lose the draft here.
It's going to be tough if he can hang on here.
It was a little bit of a lazy attempt, but I don't know if he has it.
I think he's going to be able to... he might be able to catch on here.
It's going to hurt him in the turn.
It's tough. He's going to dip real low here. Trying to take that line as quick as he can and catch up to these guys.
Yeah, and I just don't think he has it.
Yeah, that's tough to say. I don't know. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. We'll have to see.
Something to keep an eye on.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I think he is catching.
How about James Wagner? He's lost the draft now, officially, and so is Danny Barnes and the 124 car Long.
I think Sizemore is going to lose it as well. Looks like he's kind of fading. I don't know. It's very tough to say with him, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to say here. Maybe we hop back in the cockpit. It appears he's gaining. Yeah, I think he's catching up to these leaders on the fresh car. Yeah, he's going to be right back up there with them.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't know if that's due to Kenny McCullough being a little bit back there in regards to everyone else, or if he had it regardless. But good on both of them for making it happen, and he's right back in the draft.
Boy, look at this speed he's going to have coming up.
1 lap down, don't forget that, but he's taking his first pit, and he only needs 1 more pit in this race.
How about Ethan Eckert up here taking the lead with Daniel Falkingham backing him up on that inside line?
Yeah,
Kyler Wynn
they
making
work
that
together
outside
great, and the outside's working with Wynn and Gray, so just side-by-side racing right now, 2 wide racing, and everyone's looking quick, everyone's looking calm, collected. I think we're in for a good one.
Kyler Wynn taking that inside line. He's going to take a lead here. He seemed to have had a good race there in that previous race we had earlier tonight. He's just hoping to keep that a good pace up here. Speaking of good pace here, I don't want to jinx things too much, but no cautions just yet. So one can only hope that it stays clean here throughout the rest of this one.
Yeah, and these MMS guys are the best series we've seen at Green Flag Racing. I mean, it seems to be we're always watching them under green.
Yeah. about Joshua making that third line? Joshua McCullough is peeking up there at that third line, but he's going to be by himself. It's going to be tough for him to stay up with these lead groups, but if he can keep that side draft going, he just might have a chance here. I think he's sticking to it pretty well, as that second line's going to only have 2 cars now. Wyatt Gray getting his first lead of the night with that Kyle Busch scheme going on right now. I believe that's the Energizer battery, correct? Or Interstate.
Yeah, Interstate. I think we see JGR still rocking that scheme to this day. I don't know who. I want to say Christopher Bell might use that scheme, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, tough to say.
But regardless, he's got a nice lead now as some of the guys we just saw up front, Falkingham down to P7, P6-ish. Eckert back to P5. So, just moving around a lot, not seeing the same leader all night like we've seen in previous series.
You know, that might have to, that might come into play with like, or it might be maybe just the draft of these cars may be a little different, maybe given a little more opportunity to pass the leaders with some side draft. I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting after this race to hear from these drivers on how these cars perform. It's going to be 2 wide racing out here, and it's going to be Kyler Wynn and Wyatt Gray for the lead. It's like Kyler Wynn and that second line is going to kind of fade back a little bit. They don't have quite the car support the inside line has right now. How about it, that third line looming? It's going to be the number 8. That's going to be the lap car of Steve Sizemore. He's getting up there near the front of that. He's trying to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, that he is, you know. They're, I wouldn't say close, but they're gaining very fast and getting in the render of James Wagner, so him and Sizemore are going to fight for that lucky dog once he goes a lap down. I'm really surprised these 3 cars that are all seconds back haven't sandbagged a little bit and came together.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just hoping for a caution here as we're approaching the first quarter of the race closed. Kyler Wynn dropping down that inside line. He's going to take the lead here again tonight.
Yeah, and that he is. I mean, I think that's his 3rd lead of the race. He's been running up front good, but how about that outside line with Cassinger and York? They're making it work with the first 2 cars. Oh, somebody run up on that wall so we can hear those engines. Oh, and as I say it, one's going up to the wall. It's going to be Sizemore, but he's coming back down, so...
He's going to stay on that outside line draft, I do believe.
There we go. That one sounded good.
And you saw the lap car of James Wagner there. He's actually going to go into the pits this time by.
Yeah, and that window's opening it up. Sorry, that window's opening up. Like I said, 21 to 23 and a half is where we would expect to see them. So, you know, it's in the back of the mind of all these guys. I'm sure they're going to go in groups. The question is it going to be one big group or 2 groups? I've heard a lot of drivers say that one big group is the worst thing they can do, and it really stacks everyone up and just causes issues. I heard the sweet spot's around 6 to 8 cars, so we're going to see if two groups come in or not, or if they come in two groups or not.
Yeah, nonetheless, that's going to leave Steve Sizemore in contention for the lucky dog if a caution does come out here. But we're approaching the halfway point of this race, Kevin. We've seen a lot of strong drivers out here so far tonight. Anybody standing out in your eyes so far tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Kyler's just kind of dominated this one. He's run a lot of laps up there. Gray's been doing the same. It seems like Gray can either get pushed or push. He's kind of that dual threat. I wouldn't want to count out Logan Yorkie, though he just won. So the three of them, obviously the McCullers always have a good shot at this thing. But yeah, I mean, I really can't say. I think there's a lot of guys that still have a great chance in this one.
Yeah, and how about that scheme for Logan York there? The NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. That's a nice scheme out there. I like that one.
Yeah, that is a nice looking scheme. I like that little gradient blue to black. But I would expect at least one group of pits coming in here, Luke.
Yep, and just as you say it, here they come, and it's going to be the majority of the front field here.
It's going to be everybody. Like I said, they can get bunched up when it's everybody. And it seems like they keep it pretty clean. Some heavy braking on that one, nonetheless, but good entry so far. See if they can keep it that way.
Yeah, it seems as though they keep it mostly clean here.
Oh, they're going for the
couple of quick
I don't know
hits
if they
here.
all are.
Maybe just fuel.
Like I said, they were going to need one touch and go and one full pit in this one.
I think we saw a few touch and goes there.
I think we might have saw one from
That's going to be
Eckert.
Jack Long. That's going to be Jack Long, and I
saw
believe the
Pete
number
Carter.
7.
Was it Danny Barnes?
Yeah, it's Danny Barnes. We are going to see two.
Okay.
Jack Long and Danny Barnes electing for the touch and go here this time by on lap 22. While the rest of the guys are electing to, of course, take the full pit fuel and tires, I do believe.
That worked out pretty well for them because they were pretty far back. They were like 20 seconds back. And,
got them back up here with these lead guys.
yeah, I think it got them back up. I don't know. We're going to see how that sorts out. But regardless, Ethan Eckert's your leader right now. Logan York in second. Falkingham in third. Hastings in fourth. Pretty clean pit overall. I'm trying to see if anybody wasn't clean. It doesn't appear so. But, yeah. What is going on with our tower? There it is. Yeah, Long and Barnes still way behind, but it's going to keep them on the lead lap for now, so we're going to see,
How about that outside line?
Caution.
And how about that outside line? Daniel Falkingham getting a good run there with Kyler Wynn behind him. Kyler Wynn blinking a little bit there. Don't know if that's a us-end issue or a driver-end issue. Of course, we never know, but one can only hope it's an us issue. Can always get scary for these drivers in a blinking situation. I can only imagine how much scarier it can be with these Gen 4s. They're, of course, a little more uncontrollable from opposed to the new, next gen series.
Yeah, and you know that they are. It's amazing to see that these guys have been able to keep 9 of the 14 cars. Yeah, I'd say about 9 of the 14 cars in this lead pack. As Vondell's now starting to fade off. He's going to lose the draft.
Yeah, he's got the number 8 behind him, Steve Sizemore. Hopefully if they can get things together, they can get caught back up to those lead group and give Mark Vondell a chance to stay on the lead group here. They're going to be approaching Danny Barnes, though.
Daniel Falkingham now leading this one. They're back to single file. Not really testing anything too much. And, yeah, they're going to fly by Danny Barnes, who has no draft out there with him.
Seems as though he's just going to keep high and stay out of their way here, but he is unfortunately going to fall a lap down, but still in contention for the Lucky Dog candidate, so not completely out of it until they catch up to Jack Long, and then he's going to have someone to be racing against. How about it out here from Daniel Falkingham so far? I want to point out that he is currently our favored odd to win right now. He's got obviously the highest safety rating and I rating of the bunch out here, but that doesn't always mean it's an automatic win out here. These super speedways always drafting becomes a big question out here. How many guys like you out there and how many guys don't want to see you across the finish line? It all can come into play here, especially in these back straightaways with these fast cars.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of guys switch around that lead spot. A lot of guys that have been pushed are now going to do the pushing, so I'm not quite sure if he's going to maintain this lead for too long, especially with number 7 car, Danny Barnes, hot in pursuit, trying to stay on that lead lap. He's being pushed around by the 11 of McCullough, who's actually running P3. Then I want to say the 9 of Hastings is pushing him. Really come up on
I believe that's Jack Long.
Yep.
Yep, that's exactly who it's going to be. They're going to be approaching fast.
He's going to go high for him, I'd assume. Yeah, he gets up there.
And leaders are too wide.
Right around him.
Boy, they are flying. Just the speed difference there is insane.
Yeah.
Blow right by him. I think he's going to hang on to the draft here.
Yeah, I think he is too. I mean, we saw how far back Sizemore was able to hang on to the draft, so not surprising to see him hang on. As we're over halfway through this race now, Luke, who are you looking at? Anybody in particular?
Hey, I mean, it's tough to say, but it's hard for me not to put my money on Daniel Falkingham. I mean, he's definitely one of the more seasoned drivers out here. He's got a lot of very high competition wins under his belt. I think if anybody's got the toolkit to do it, he's got the tool belt for the job. But then again, it is anybody's race out here in these super speed races.
Yeah, that it is. We got about 9 guys in that front pack. 10 of them if you're counting the black part of Jack Long, or Danny Barnes. And I guess Jack Long at the tail end now. I'm not sure if
he
did catch up.
Oh yeah, he's on that outside line and they're moving. He's going to be trying to catch Danny Barnes here to stay in that lucky dog contention.
Yeah, it's definitely a
Ooh, and how about Danny Barnes taking the inside? Right in front of
Danny Barnes getting a
Daniel
little loose.
Falkingham. That's going to stuff up the inside line just a little bit, I do believe. And give that outside line a bit of a chance to start moving here, maybe.
Yeah, Barnes is a lap down, remember, so not.
Hey, not anymore. Not anymore.
Race. Well, he's a few feet from a lap down. Third line tries to loom a little bit with Kenny McCullough. He's going to fall to the back. A little bit of strategy, maybe.
And how about Jack Long catching up?
Teammate.
How about Jack Long catching up here on that outside line? He's going to be fighting Danny Barnes here for the lucky dog contention.
Yeah, it's got to be a little annoying. These guys are doing the best racing they've done all night, and it's unfortunately a lap down.
Oh, and we're going to see 3 wide for that front. It's going to be Danny Barnes sliding to that middle line. And oh, they're wrecking! Wrecking in the tri-oval. Danny Barnes. It's going to collect more. Oh, it's going to be many cars into it.
Honestly, could have been a lot worse. I don't know how some of those guys held on to that. They took some hard hits to their doors, and the fact that we only had 1 spinner really interesting. But Danny Barnes actually falls back behind Jack Long before the caution comes out.
Oh,
Jack Long's gonna get the lucky dog.
Unfortunate, but we're gonna go ahead and jump back to that yellow flag and where that all happened. We're gonna go back just a little bit here, maybe, and see where all that happened from.
Yeah, I think the guy in the top and I think second car back thought he was clear of Barnes as well, and he just comes down into him. It's gonna be the 13 of somebody.
That's gonna be the number
13 of Tanner Cassinger.
Yep, Tanner Cassinger.
Let's look at the onboard of him.
Yeah. We'll go back just a little bit. Oof.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Maybe one more look at it from an overhead or something. I want to say he came down into Danny Barnes. Danny Barnes might have come up a little bit, but yeah, I like this angle.
Yeah, we'll take the overhead view here.
All right, I hate that angle.
Right in front of the stands, of course.
All right,
This'll
this will
do.
work. This will work.
Yep, let's see what happened here. And it seems as though after that monkey car started sliding down, the 13 just thought he was clear, wasn't
I think he
expecting
got
Danny
sucked in.
Barnes. Yeah, it
A
could have
little bit
been.
of side drive from Danny Barnes, a little bit of front drive from the monkey car of Hunter Hastings, and I think he just got sucked down into him, and they collect insane save by the 82, by the way.
Yeah, what a save by
That's going to be
Kyler Wynn.
Kyler. He's going to come all the way down. He's going to be completely sideways at this point, and he's going to sort it out. His hood, you see his front bumper pops a little. He's going to have some damage, but able to hold track position and get into the pits. So great save by him.
Good on him. He's actually going to be running P3 currently, exiting the pits.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he's came in yet. It seems like about half the field's in right now, including Falkingham, your leader, York, McCullough, and Cassidy.
No, Falkingham is not in. That's just the error that we get. And I believe those cars did. Yeah, they're all leaving the pits right now.
Okay. So we're going to be at 20 to go. It's going to be green flag racing from here. It's going to probably be 18 to go once we go green. And the window is 21 to 23, so they can afford all the green flag racing, including maybe 1 or 2 if they really push it, green white checkers. But yeah, all in all, a lot of racing left, and it's going to be a lot of green racing and not much pitting.
And, personally, I always like to see the drivers out here race until the end. I'm not a big fan of, obviously, caution endings and races, but glad that we run the green-white checkers on these online races.
Yeah, I've got to agree.
Yeah, they're going to pace around a second time out here, and Daniel Falkingham is going to have the command here when we get ready to go green here on lap 22. We're going to see the pit from
this should be lap 32.
Jack Long. Or, sorry, with 22 to go, I should say. Or
18 to go.
18 to go, yes. And it seems as though they're going to let both of the cars there take the, make up the laps and get the lucky dog here. Maybe just trying to get those only 2 drivers that are, back on that lead lap. And James Wagner, I believe they're also going to be letting him maybe make up some laps here. I think they're going to try to let all these cars back on the lead lap here, it seems.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me. I forget what series we used to run, Luke, that they let you do that. Just make up any laps as long as it wasn't 1 to go.
Oh, yeah.
But, regardless, yeah, it seems like they're going to get a lot of their times back. Wagner's probably still going to be down at least 1 lap, though, so...
I don't know. He's flying. He might be able to get past him here.
I don't think you're allowed to, though.
Unless they let him, of course. They can always clear the black flags, but it sounds like he's going to start to slow down here. Yeah, he's going to file in behind them all, it seems. So Danny Barnes and Jack Long both getting the lucky dog here, it seems. They're both going to be back here on the lead lap. Now that's going to leave James Wagner the only car down out here as we approach 18 to go out here at Talladega. We are going to be green this time by. The pace car is in. It's going to be 18 to go at the MMS GEN4 at Talladega. And it's going to be the command of Daniel Falkingham as we approach the start-finish. They're approaching that Geico
Here these drivers come. It's going to be Daniel Falkingham, 18 to go. Talladega, GEN4, green, green, green. These guys are driving.
Listen to those cars scream. Those things are nice. I'm very excited to hop in these after this race, that's for sure.
Yeah. Quick 2x2 all the way through. Everyone on the lead lap except for James Wagner, who's 1 lap down. Everyone in that lead pack, though, still. But, ooh, a little bit of shakiness in the front.
Kyler
Wynn's going to be in the lead. But here comes Falkingham and here comes Gray. They've been working well together today. Right to the 82, a little bit shaky there on exit, but all is well, and we're going into the turns 1 and 2 with Falkingham still leading this one.
Yeah, no surprise there. Like I said, he is currently the odd favorite to win out here tonight, being the highest rated driver on the field. But Tyler Wynn giving him a run for his money. He's getting a good run there on that outside line. I believe he's going to be clear. It's going to be his choice, obviously, if he's going to take it. And yep, he's going to slide right down to that inside line in front of Daniel Falkingham. He's going to have the lead.
Ooh, moving. How about Danny Barnes now falling off the pack again pretty quickly? Probably had some damage, I'd assume. He just doesn't look quick out there. Everyone else, though, still in that lead pack. Long still up there, Sizemore still up there. Those guys both got free passes. But Falkingham and Wynn leading the pack through the turns 1 and 2 in this one, as we are at 15 to go here. Outside line running tight on 4, whereas the inside's got about 3 up there on tight. They're making about the same speeds through these laps, as it's just flip-flop between Kyler and Daniel Falkingham. How about Gray and Hastings? They're hanging in right on the back bumpers of the two of them, and not leaving an ounce of room between the two of them.
You know, just a little bit of a throwback here. These cars, obviously not ones we're too used to seeing, but some very, very historic cars nonetheless. Just a couple of drivers out there that were getting it done back in the heyday of these cars, among the likes of Dale Earnhardt, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, and many more, of course. But a lot of talented drivers that have set the legacy in stone for these cars, and it's always nice to see them resurface up here many years later.
Yeah, all these schemes, all these throwback schemes we're seeing. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Dale Jr. scheme, maybe a National Guard or a Budweiser out there. I think that would have been really cool, but yeah, a lot of nice schemes out there, including the old 18 of Kyle Busch. He needs it back. RCR ain't doing it.
And how about Ricky Bobby making the run up there on that third line? He's starting to get moving. You got to wonder where his teammate Cal Naughton is out here. I think he might be out of the race tonight.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby riding solo in this one. Ooh. Logan York right on his back bumper. Kind of an awkward push, but we're going through the tri-oval. Stage 12 to go here at Talladega.
Yeah, listen to these 358 cubic inch V8 engines scream as they go through the digger of turn 1. And it looks like that third line is going to be looming. Joshua McCullough is going to be joining it. And in front of him is going to be the 11. What a surprise. It's going to be Kenny McCullough. That McCullough's taking their famous third line. They're going to make it work. Malik Ray looking up there, and it's going to be... Ooh, no, they barely keep... is that... No, that's Falking. That's Falkingham on the high line. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that third line's going to kind of fade off here, it seems. It's going to be just 2 cars up there. It's going to be 39.
Nice Falkingham went for that.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's still 11 to go out here. There's still a decent bit of racing left. Anything can happen. And he's actually going to start to fade pretty fast out there alone on that outside line. Seems as though the lines are getting a little shaky here as we're going down the back straightaway. Daniel Falkingham going to go ahead and slide onto that inside line, and he's going to file in right behind James Wagner, who is the only car lap down at the moment. Yeah, Danny Barnes, he's going to be approaching a lap down as the leaders are getting ready to go across the tri-oval. He's in between turns 1 and 2. Yeah, that third line's starting to be recreated out there. That's going to be Jack Long taking it.
Yeah, and you know, it's starting to get some speed. That's going to open up a lot of opportunities for the guys in the back on the inside in the second, though, if it falls off. Because they have 3 cars up there now taking it, and it's already starting to... Nah, it's not fading off yet.
Looks like Joshua's maybe thinking about sliding down to that second line, but he's going to elect to stay in that third line and keep it moving. And how about Wyatt Gray sliding down that inside line? And it's going to be 3 wide with 9 to go out here at Talladega in the Gen 4.
Yeah, Falkingham now making his way back up to 6th. He was just in 9th. Now 5th. I mean, he made it work on that second line. As I imagine that outside was going to fade off and is going to kill a lot of these guys' speed. So, interesting to see what he can make happen. How about Gray taking the lead on the inside, though, where Falkingham used to be, making that really work on the outside, or on the inside of Kyler. He's going to transfer up, and that's going to give Eckert the inside, and he is no longer clear, so that's going to be Eckert's inside, as Gray elects to go up with Kyler.
You know, despite the almost 40-year difference between the current next gen and the Gen 4s, they're still running the exact same 358 pushrod V8s.
A lot less horses, though, Luke. A lot less horses.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot less horses, but regardless, still the same amount of excitement out of these guys. I'm definitely enjoying watching these Gen 4s. They seem like a hell of a lot of fun to drive. And how about that number 18 sliding to the middle line here? He's just trying to retain. Yeah, it seems like the number 12 is going to start to get a good run there on the inside line. I think that's Ethan Eckert, if I'm not mistaken.
Both of McCullough's now trying to get a high side working again.
Yep, both McCullough's working together.
Are they both up there?
Yep. It's going to be Kenny in front and Joshua behind him, or Ricky Bobby. They're going to have 4 cars up there.
How about Kyler's transfer up? And how about Eckert's transfer up to the second? Now the first line's diminishing.
Only 3 cars on the inside. Oh, and they're wrecking!
Oh, and they're into the wall, and they're wrecking hard.
Oh,
That's
boy.
Falkingham the lead. He just barely cleared. I was paying attention to that car, and he goes down low under the line and just barely clears.
Unfortunate there.
For a couple of them.
Now, James Wagner was amongst those involved. We'll go ahead and take a look back at what happened there. That was a wild one. Oh. Yeah, that's going to collect a lot of cars there.
Yeah, including Gray, who's had a great run tonight.
I believe that's going to happen up there kind of near the... maybe it happens a little bit back. Yeah, it happens right about here, I want to say. We'll go and hop to the chopper overhead view here and take a look at what happened. We'll have to go back here. Yeah, it looks like it just gets stuffed up at the front there. Number 82 of Kyler Wynn. It seems as though he gives just a little bit of a left push there onto the number. I can't tell if he got an awkward push.
Let's take a look at the in-car of the 18 of well shit, who is that? Gray. Let's take a look at his in-car. I think that's going to be a very good view of what happened.
Yeah, we'll go back here just a few moments just to take a look at that one. You can see he's just holding that second line, and it starts getting a little stuffed there, but it seems like just a weird mix of pushes on that number 12, and that's going to involve a lot of cars.
Yeah, it is.
Unfortunate for those involved. And
oh,
Wyatt Gray goes hard into the wall.
Unfortunate for him. A great day for him. I would assume, being as he had such a good day, he still does have that pass repair, but I'm not quite positive.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. A lot of cars involved, and we're going to see, going live here, we're going to see quite a few pits here. No surprise there.
Yeah, and I also think we might see Wagner get back on the lead lap. I'm not quite sure how bad his damage was. If it was bad and he's already taken his fast repair, then I just lied to you guys, but if he does get out there in a reasonable time, we'll see him get the wave around to get the free pass.
And how about Tanner Cassinger making it through the wreck? He's up into P1, followed by Daniel Falkingham, Logan York, and Steve Sizemore. It's been an eventful one out here so far tonight, Kevin. I know we've talked about it just a little bit here and there, but any of the names out here maybe changing for you? Any drivers you're putting the star on out here tonight?
I mean, yeah, you could take the easy pick and go with the experience and say either the 39 or the 02. But, man, I really like that Pepsi scheme, and I'm really going to keep paying attention to Long. He's had to fight through this one. I mean, he's had some troubles earlier in this race, but he's fought his way back, and I think I'm going to be gunning for him.
And same goes with Steve Sizemore. They both had some big troubles early on into this race, but they're riding P4 and P5, so good on them for regaining the things that happened early on in this race and, turning things around here, as we're going to be going green, I believe, with 3 to go, and I'll have to check here real quick. That's not going to result in the first green-white checkered, so all of those are still going to be available, assuming we have any extra cautions, which, at the rate things have went tonight, I don't know if we'll see it. We've only seen 2 out here in the, 47, 48 laps we've ran so far?
Yeah, 45, but, it's been interesting.
I'm just crossing my fingers hoping that scheme is not a trade paint paid scheme. I'm hoping to run that Ricky Bobby scheme. Kevin, I think this would be a decent time to talk about any upcoming broadcasts we may have going on in the near future.
Yeah, I think we have tomorrow off. Obviously, some things pop up and we might get booked up. But Wednesday we have R&R. That's going to be the Money Racing League with James Wagner. I think Thursday we have Western Racing, which is going to be Trucks at Vegas. That's going to be a fun one.
Haven't been to Vegas yet, at least on our as a broadcasting team.
Friday we're going to Talladega with the Super Speedway Kings, and that's going to be the Legacy cars.
Oh, a little more action out of these Gen 4s. Or no?
Yeah, then Sunday we're going to the Tricky Triangle, going to Pocono with CMS, Champion Motorsports Racing League. So a lot of interesting stuff coming up.
A lot of different
A lot of different
tracks.
things that we
Yeah.
haven't seen as much. And here we go. Pace cars in, a couple cars peeking down
Shuffling
below.
or shuffling around there, maybe just trying to fix the starting positions here, maybe. That's going to be the command of Tanner Cassinger with Daniel Falkingham on his outside. And we are going to be going green with 3 laps to go at Talladega. And of course, that
And we
prolonged
are
start.
green here at Talladega. They're going up through the gears.
And a good
Good jump
start
for
for
that
Tanner
inside line.
Cassinger.
Yeah, and the guys in the back, they're running single file because they were coming from a lap down. So exciting to see what they can do as they start to fan out into the two lines that we see all the way up in the front. But how about Falkingham? He's coming back from the not as great of a start, and he's already made his way back to the front. He's in the lead now. Great pushes from Logan York into him. That third line or that second line though, it seems a little shaky. They're running 3 wide there, about 3 cars back. Oh, and Falkingham's going to drop down to the bottom. That's really going to shake things up on that outside line. As we are approaching 2 to go, we're 3 wide. The guys on the top are Gray and Bondell, I think. Not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. But how about Sizemore on the second line making it work? Falkingham on the inside. We're 2 to go here at Talladega. And Falkingham in the lead on the inside. Sizemore on his outside. Great pushes
Oh, looks like that second
Cassinger.
line getting a little loose.
Yeah, second line getting a little squirrely, but that third line's picking up cars. They're up to 3 now. Expect them to start making a run here with 2 to go. Daniel
Yep.
Falkingham on the inside. He's making it really work with pushes from Cassinger, but how about the outside? They're moving. They're led the charge by Gray, Eckert. I want to say Hastings back there too, but they almost fade off a little bit as they drop down in the second.
And they're loose.
Oh,
They're
we're
wrecking the
wrecking
13.
hard.
Oh, it's a big one.
Oh.
Number 8's in the air. It's going to be Steve Sizemore. And
Oh,
Steve Sizemore on the hood of his car.
Taking a trip down the front stretch on his
Oh,
lid.
man.
What a wreck.
Unfortunate one there for him is we're going to have to take a look back at that one. That was a crazy wreck going
Hey
into...
Jay, how's it going, man? It's good to see you.
Yeah, we'll have to go back here maybe just a little bit, figure out where that one was. Oh no, we are looking at the wrong yellow flag. I have to go back and look at the current one. Yeah, that was a crazy one. That it looks like, 3 wide racing, man. It gets stuffed up pretty quick, so we're gonna have to go back here, maybe look at the overhead and take a look at
And
what
they
happened.
didn't get back to the line. It is going to be a green-white checkered. Just like to point that out.
You can see that number 13 just riding a little high. He's almost bordering the second line, and the number 2 just riding a little bit closer on the inside. And they're going to get the contact there at a very unfortunate moment. And the number 13 of Tanner Cassinger, who we were just commenting on, had a great run getting back up to these lead
And
cars.
Sizemore.
Unfortunate. And yeah, Sizemore hitting a little bit of a Mario jump
he
there
is
over the 13, and he goes for a
taking a
wild ride.
rip. Yeah, and we're also going to see Eckert collected in that one. We're going to see the 54, is that what that is? Whatever the Natty Light car is.
That's a 13.
13. Oh, well.
Funny comment there by Jay. He claims that the natural light car has a weight advantage.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. There's not too many advantages about Natty Light.
I for one at least want to hop on the onboard here of the man that took the trip to the moon, Steve Sizemore. Go back and see how that went for him, and he just gets knocked up into the wall, and yeah, he goes for quite the trip there. Yeah, the hood of his car is gonna see some nice concrete wear there. And an unfortunate turn of events for him and Tanner Cassinger, as we are going to have our first green-white checkered, and it's going to be the number 39 of Daniel Falkingham going to be taking the lead here as we're approaching our first green-white checkered of the night.
Yeah, and it seems past couple wrecks, I mean, he's just been able to right place, right time, just avoid them. Running that inside line, it's definitely just the safer line, but He's running first now, and how about Long in the Pepsi car?
You know, approaching our first green-white checkered, it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers take it out here. I know we did comment on it earlier. It's going to be a completely different style of finish than we saw in the other race. So it's really going to come down to who likes who in terms of drafting out here. So it's definitely going to shake things up here with 3 to go when we go green.
It'll be 2 to go. Gonna be our first of 3 green-white checkers. I'm excited for this one, Luke.
Hey, me too. And yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there, Jay. Unfortunately, that's just racing for you. Sometimes, you know, the guys all competing for these money positions, things get intense, and it happens quick, you know.
Just and Grand Sizemore's still in the pits. I think that's going to be about their race. They used their fast repairs earlier on.
Yeah, but Cassinger's still staying on the lead lap. He's still out there with these guys. He's just riding it low. Not too sure if he rode out the damage there. It's tough to say. And yeah, he's gonna come to almost a complete stop here over the start finish. Not too sure what that's about. Seems though maybe doing a little bit of fuel saving. I don't know. Maybe he's cutting it close on fuel, because we know these guys all took different pit times.
Well, let's take a look at that, because I remember saying that it's going to be close if we get multiple green-white checkers. The window was 21 to 23. We saw... Okay, well, I guess these guys went on the most recent caution. Let's see if we have anybody that...
So did Cassinger. It seems like Kenny McCullough went on lap 45, and it looks like the rest of your leaders went lap 45, except for Falkingham. Lap 30. He's been out here
look at him saving. He's getting pushed around.
Yeah. No surprise there.
I mean, I'd say he's with the cautions we've seen 2 cautions. That's gonna take off about 3 laps total, I'd say, on fuel. I'd say he's right there at about the 20 lap mark. He can probably get this green-white checkered, and that's it.
Yeah, I know a comment there from Jay. The Pepsi car, he's got a chance out here. That's gonna be the 124 of Jack Long. Matter of fact, both of the guys that we put our pin on there. I know I took my bet here on Daniel Falkingham, and you took yours on Jack Long. How about that? Both of our guys up in P1 and P2.
Yeah, and you know, I'm more excited about my guy. I think you took a little bit of a cop-out answer.
Well, it's hard not to bet on the man that's been getting it done. And the pace car is in. We're going to be going green here for our first green-white checkered of the evening. It's going to be the command of Daniel Falkingham as they approach the Geico restart here at the prolonged start at Talladega.
Yeah, and it's going to be a 2-lap shootout here in the Gen 4 cars, led by Falkingham. They're coming to the Geico restart zone. We're going racing. Here we go. We're green at Talladega. Up through the gears they go. Good jump on the inside line, led by Falkingham, but pay attention to Jack Long, because he's going to get the momentum coming out of turns 1 and 2, and he's already up there. Not much pushing, though, from McCullough, maybe? I'm not quite sure. But Daniel Falkingham making it work on the inside. We see Jack Long on the outside as they come through, too. Here comes that outside line, though. Heavy pushes from the McCulloughs. But the inside line is just looking super quick right now. And how about Josh McCullough? There's that third line limit. How about Josh McCullough just pushing it into the back of Falkingham right now? Barn, I don't know who's pushing into Falkingham. Ricky Bobby.
Be Joshua McCullough. Joshua McCullough is going to be Ricky Bobby, and then we got Kenny McCullough behind him.
All right.
And then Hunter Hastings on that third line. He's leading. He's definitely a guy to watch out here, as it's going to be 1 to go out here at Talladega. Gen 4 with MMS. And they're wrecking at the tri-oval. The 11's on the inside and hard into the wall is Kenny McCullough.
Let's stay with our leaders, because we're staying green.
Yeah, they're going to stay green out here. Unfortunate for Kenny McCullough, and that's going to shorten the inside Pack's draft order here. Daniel Falkingham still holding on to his lead here. He's got Joshua McCullough behind him, but don't count out Hunter Hastings. He's taking that second line, and he's starting to move.
Down in front of Jack Long.
that third line getting some momentum here. The number 12, he's going to start to move up here. And it's going to be 3 wide here going into turn 3, and it's going to be a close one here as we approach the exit of turn 4. And how about Daniel Falkingham? He's getting a little bit of a lead here. It's going to be a close one, and it's getting shifty. And it looks like it's going to be Daniel. Oh, and they're turning behind him. And they're looking all behind him. And the C's part, and Daniel Falkingham takes it.
How about a James Wagner podium spot?
And holy cow, what a crazy end to a race out here in the Gen 4 at Talladega.
Danny Barnes gets up there.
But it's going to be Daniel Falkingham getting things done out here tonight.
Wow, what a race.
And wow, that was an exciting one. I knew it was coming, but boy, I did not expect a wreck of that magnitude there at the end of that one. That was a crazy wreck. Let's go ahead and take a look back there at that one. But before we get to that big main wreck, I do want to see what happened back there with Kenny McCullough. See how he slid out of the main group there. And yeah, you see him just riding the inside line there, and it seems as though, yeah, they get a little loose there on that second, third line, and he just gets shoved down below the apron. Unfortunate for him. But we'll go ahead and jump to the checkered here real quick, and we'll see where those guys finished. And it's, boy, it was a doozy there for the end. And
Josh McCullough comes up with Falkingham a little bit.
And oh boy,
not the camera.
Yeah, they just clear out behind him, and many cars being cleared out there across the start finish.
You know, damn near the whole field coming across backwards. And yeah, let's take a look at this angle. See. Yeah, I think Josh tries to split the gap.
Take the second line, and I just
kind of looks clear.
It looks like he's kind of clear, but I think the 18 comes in. Yeah, the 18 comes in and gets his nose in there, and
no lifting for the 18 there.
Yeah, I mean, no surprise there. It's last lap, and
yeah,
boy, do the cars collect behind him.
Man, that's just going to take the entire field out, and Daniel Falkingham's going to be able to walk it in.
And look at the number 2, really getting airborne back there. Logan York going for a trip.
Look
at that, he is literally grinding the top rail right there. That's almost something out of Tony Hawk Pro Skater there from Logan York. I know I want to hop on the onboard of Logan York there. He went for a wild ride there at the finish at Talladega. Very unfortunate for him. You know, he's running on that outside line. He's looking to get things done. Just try to push this guy up to the front, get a higher, maybe a money spot finish. And unfortunate, he just gets cleared out there. I mean, there's literally nowhere for him to go there.
Let's take a look at the unofficial results on this one.
Yeah, that was a wild event there. Yeah, we'll go and pull up our official results here. And obviously, it's going to be Daniel Falkingham with the win out here, followed by Danny Barnes, James Wagner, Mark Vondell, Ethan Eckert, Joshua McCullough, Tanner Kassinger, Kyler Wynn, Hunter Hastings, Wyatt Gray, Jack Long, Logan York, Kenny McCullough, and finishing us off, it's going to be Steve Sizemore. And what an end to an exciting race here at Talladega in the Gen 4s. Kevin, I know that was an absolute doozy.
Ooh, that was a
on my
fun
end
one.
watching. That was awesome.
Let's get to some post-race interviews. I think we're going to get Falkingham, your race winner, in here first. We wait for some of the other guys to rally. I'm going to try to pull him over. Hey, Daniel, guys in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, how about that race? I mean, you were running up front for the majority of it, and then there at the end, it seems like people kept getting into it, and you were in the right place. You know, how'd you make that one happen?
Yeah, definitely near the end of the race, we definitely slipped up there because, like, I never took right side tires the whole race, so my right front tire was actually quite worn out because I slid it really bad under a green flag stop. So when I was trying to control the field there in the last 10 laps, my right front was so worn out that I couldn't turn when I tried to move up to the middle and gave up all my track position. But thankfully, we picked our way back through, and then y'all right in front of me. We got through that clean. And then we just managed all the restarts at the end pretty good. I was getting worried we were going to use up all the GWCs right there because I was running low on fuel because I knew it was going to be close on fuel from when the cautions came out, but those cautions helped us out a little bit. But I was worried if we used up every single one of them, I was going to run out of gas. So because I didn't want to give up that track position. But thankfully it all worked out. Then we managed the last restart pretty well to not let Josh or Kenny and those guys get clear, whatnot. So and they all wrecked behind us. So we stayed out of that. We missed all the wrecks, missed all the calamity, and we came home winner.
Yeah, and congratulations, man. How close were you on fuel? We saw you were on a little bit different strategy, taking on lap 30.
Yeah, I believe I had about probably like a gallon and a half when I crossed the line. So I had enough for probably like a second GWC, but I wasn't gonna have enough for a third one. So I was definitely cutting it close because was in the scenario last week during another money race I was doing where I was in the lead. We pitted right at the fuel number at the fuel window, and unfortunately we used up all the GWCs right to pit and come get gas, which took me out of contention. So I was worried that was gonna happen again tonight, but thankfully it didn't. So. Thankfully, the luck was on our side tonight.
All right. Thanks again for the interview. Congratulations. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, just shout out Kenny. Shout out to everyone who runs the show over here. Appreciate them putting this stuff on. Thanks to you guys for coming on and broadcasting. Thanks to everyone who race. Shout out to Sex Karma. And thank you, everyone.
All right. Thanks, Daniel. My understanding you got a big race tomorrow, so good luck in that.
Yeah, big night tomorrow at Las Vegas. So hopefully we're looking for a good run tonight. But I appreciate you, boys. Thank you.
Thanks. That was your race winner, Daniel Falkingham. Just
he put on a
great
show
run
tonight.
for him. Yeah, and I'm not sure if we're gonna get any of the other guys in here.
Yeah, so far nobody else in the waiting interview room, but we'll wait and see if we have any others migrating on over here. But either way, an absolute exciting win there for Falkingham. I know you said he's got a pretty big race going on here at Vegas tomorrow, so I think he's hoping to carry on the success that he had here tonight and reciprocate over into the next race.
Yeah, and I've got to agree. I mean, good race at Vegas, and I'll be watching it, picking up some pointers from that broadcast crew as we go to Vegas on Thursday.
Oh yeah, it's going to be exciting, and I don't think we're going to get any other post-race interviews in here, unfortunately, but either way, it was an exciting one. It was a great finish out here at Talladega. I know I had a great time, Kevin. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I had a blast. Huge congrats to James Wagner, Danny Barnes, and the race winner, Daniel Falkingham. Huge congrats to Eberhardt, Niegels, and the last race winner, Logan York. A lot of winners tonight. A lot of fun racing. A lot of excitement. I just had a blast tonight, Luke.
And me too, Kevin. And I think it's another good time if you want to maybe re-comment on all of those upcoming races we have coming up that we're going to be broadcasting. Just to let the guys know what we got going on here.
Yeah, the next race is going to be Wednesday. That's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern with the R&R group. Then we're going to see Thursday night. That's going to be 11 p.m. with the Western group. That's going to be Vegas and the trucks. Friday night, we're going to see Super Speedway Kings. That's going to be real late. That's going to be midnight Eastern. And that's going to be in the Legacies at Talladega. And then we have CMS on Sunday. That runs at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be the Tricky Triangle, Pocono. So all those are exciting. Another couple announcements we have coming up. We are currently in the works of making a Discord for our crew as well as a Facebook, just so people can reach out to us a little bit easier. So that'll be announced here soon. That'll probably be announced on the YouTube as well, and some of the groups we're already in. So just some exciting stuff coming up. We're getting a new logo in the works. We'll keep that under wraps until it's done, but just a lot of exciting stuff happening at Ninth Gear.
Yeah, a lot of exciting things to come, and hopefully a little update for the broadcast and on the end for the viewers, maybe make things a little more pleasing for them. But it has been an exciting one out here, Kevin. Quick thank you to the MMS, the guys over at MMS for putting this one on. James Wagner and all the other fellas that allow us to broadcast out throughout their leagues, and another good congratulations